That's one of the main reasons that I'm sitting here. I saw that film and I was blown away by what they did with that and how real it felt. Even though you're dealing with something that seems so foreign to me, it felt so real. And that when I had the opportunity to get involved with a project like this, that same creative team was going to be involved with, jumped at the chance.
It's definitely a project that's steeped in pedigree from, all sides of the production team to the director, James Wan, to its amazing cast. So just to have any kind of connection with that was really an honor. And there's a pressure to try and match it or get somewhere close to it at least. But you definitely want to play it, do your best to kind of stay in that realm.
Mm-hmm. She did, didn't she? Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's a weird one, I suppose. I mean, for me, I knew I was gonna have many a long night alone with her, so I had to kind of meet her, sit her down, and be like, okay, we're gonna get along. We're gonna enjoy each other's company.
We should have brought her to dinner that first night.
Yeah, and we're gonna make this work, darling. Annabelle to Annabelle. So us Annabelle's gonna stick together, and I think we do.
You do all right. Gary Dauberman, our writer, did an amazing job of just making sure that every scare had a reason. All of the fear was based in reality and felt very grounded. You can get carried away with these types of films, I feel like, in this genre, and that doesn't happen here. And it makes it, I think, as the viewer, you really are going to believe and want to root for this family that's going through this right to the end.
Yeah, very subtle. The writing, there was nothing gratuitous about the script. It's a genre that can be easily abused, and I think as an actor you become skeptical of the genre, and unfortunately, I mean that's definitely when I got the script and I knew it was a horror, that you have these kind of thoughts, and then reading it I was like, wow, there's room to make a really great collaborative piece here. You've got the characters on the page, and if we're able to have free reign as an actor, and have a director that's as passionate as we all are, to be involved, then we could do something good. And you never know when you sign on to something what it's going to be like. But I think somewhere through the first few weeks we kind of were like, oh, you know what, we're doing okay. It was a nice feeling.
In good hands. We were definitely in good hands. Yeah.
Mia is an expecting mother, a woman in a time in America that was very changeable. There was a lot of social changes happening, and I think that I wanted to make sure that was present in her persona from the start. Like she's dealing with many exterior factors in her life that add kind of this layered quality to her, where once this trauma happens, you don't quite know if it's just those exterior factors now accentuated and pushing her to the brink, or these things are actually happening. There's this demonic entity, and then I think it's a very interesting time to play with as an actress with any characters, that there are so many exterior factors to apply, and if you're pregnant, like the chemical changes as a woman within you, also the kind of mother instinct that is born in you. For me, it kind of, her backstory was a very interesting one, and in her subtleties, I like to think that there's a rumbling of something, within her that you make you kind of want to follow her.
It's that mother's instinct, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and the character of John, I feel he's a guy that's trying to balance the pressures of his work. He's finishing med school. He's trying to place in a residency program, matched with a residency program, and then he's also having a child and he's newly married, and there's a lot going on at one time, and there's pressures that he's dealing with, and then to add to that, this doll comes into our home and creates all of this havoc, and so then it becomes about, well, what does he need to do to protect his family, and from that point on, it is, and as an actor, it was interesting for me to be able to, as a father, be able to kind of test the waters with that. Like, how would I react to a situation like this? How far will I go to protect my family? And I'd like to think that John went pretty far. There were some strange things. There was I was staying in an apartment here in LA because I live back east, and the first night that I moved in, I pulled the script out in the evening, and as I opened it up, the medicine cabinet on the wall in the bathroom fell off, crashed to the ground. And I called the guy whose apartment it was, and I said, "Look, this just happened." He said, "That's crazy. That's been up there for 2 years. I don't know how that happened." And he had somebody come in and put it back up professionally the next day. 2 weeks later, I'm reading the script again, and the medicine cabinet falls off the wall. So there was the things like that. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So things like that, and
Door slamming.
yeah. Light fixtures falling out of the ceiling on the head of somebody when they saw the demon for the first time. I am now, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think you can't deny it. I think that there's just too much evidence out there of it happening, they say that to deny evil is to empower it. So, I think you'd be a little bit crazy to deny it.
I'm a believer. I think especially the fact that there's written evidence from people who've had these kind of experiences. But I do. Who am I to deny anyone else's truth? And there's so many people who've had these types of experiences. And yeah, I think, as any creative person, you can't really be narrow-minded about much. So yeah, you have to be open to that. Yeah, she's just top of her game,
Powerhouse.
classy, make great choices throughout her career, and there's something so wonderful about her character and mine, and they're almost like kindred spirits. It's almost if she can see what's about to happen, as Mia maybe reminds her of a place that she once was at in her life, and yeah, she makes the ultimate sacrifice for her, but Alfre in her, she's such a powerful woman on screen, and in the subtlest of gestures, she gives you so much, and it was wonderful to work with her, and it really, it really gave weight to the movie, and it was.
And she did that on a personal level too. Just knowing her off set, she had an experience where my daughter was studying Nelson Mandela in school. She's 8.5 years old, and I was discussing this with Alfre, and she offered to do a 5-minute video for my daughter to take to her class to talk about her experience with Nelson Mandela, because she was very close with him for quite a while. And I just think that for her to offer up to do that for my daughter, it just shows the kind of person that she is, and she gives like that in personal life, and she gives like that on set. When you're working with her.
They're like the magic duo, they both match each other's energy, passion, and they're real connoisseurs of the genre itself, and very, very good at getting a scare. And I didn't realize how technical that is until you're on a set like this, and you've got to really hit those beats, and and it really catered to the audience. But they really created something quite special. I think they're lucky to have found each other. Match made in heaven.
Yeah. For sure. No, I think we're very lucky to have been able to work with them, and I do think they work well off each
Yeah.
other.